What's up, what's up, what's up? It's your boy John Q on the NYX Z1. What's up, guys? You know, it's been a while since I dropped a video with me riding the NYX Z1. And I've been riding it a whole lot here these past couple of days. This makes probably my second week since I've had the NYX Z1. And one thing I can say about this machine is its delivery of power is so smooth. And there's so many positive things that I can say about this board, specifically because I'm a 240-pound rider, and this board carries me so well. The only difference between the NYX Z1 and my Trampa Big Buy board is the length of the board as well as the power. There's a big difference in the power, namely the power of the Trampa with the HP controllers is like out of this world. So I wouldn't even dare try to compare the NYX Z1 to the Trampa board's power output and its ability to, you know, to just be able to dominate the off-road setting. Here on this ride, you know, I'm just riding one of my local tracks that's near my home, and I figured I'd get out and give the Z1 a whirl on this track, since I've tested out my Trampa on this track as well. And so far I'm loving the feel of the way this board handles the bumps and all the, you know, imperfections in the terrain that I'm riding on right now. Even though it's not, you know, an advanced trail, it's more of a smoother trail with just mostly grass. But the way that this board really doesn't have a whole lot of flex. And I'm 240 pounds, and I was expecting this board to kind of bottom out on some of the bumps that I was hitting, but it didn't, and it pretty much held me up pretty good. And I have the F1, the MBS F1 Bindings on the Z1. I just thought that the upscale bindings that MBS sell, they were just too pricey for me. And I don't like the business model of selling me the bindings and then selling the heel straps separately at almost the same price as you sell the bindings for. We have too many companies in the United States now that are just taking the dark road when it comes to customer service or customer care. So, but I'm not going to get into all of that. On this ride, man, I had an opportunity to just feel the board out, and here I'm finally getting comfortable with swerving a little bit. Wasn't that too comfortable with trying to swerve with my Trampa, because it's so much power that I think that when I do one zig, that next zag is going to land me on my butt. But here, you know, I'm riding with the lowest setting possible on the Z1. I think here on this particular stretch, I'm actually riding with it on E, which is one level up from L, which is the lowest setting for the power output. I have yet to test out the S or the S Plus speed modes, and it'll probably be a while before I test them out, because one of the things that I noticed about this board being a little bit shorter than I'm used to with my Trampa Big Buy board is that the power of this board can literally make the board just shoot out from under you if you're not careful. So that was one of the things that I kept in mind whenever I stayed consistent with the level that I rode at. And another thing that I noticed as well is that this board is unforgiving whenever you try to slide in an area where your tires doesn't have good grip. And what I mean by unforgiving is that a little small slide can lead you to a wobble that will actually throw you off the board. And the power output of the board is so intense that the board can literally run out from under you, even though you are in a stance like you're ready for the power delivery of the board once you get down on the throttle. So there was just quite a few things as a beginner, because I'm speaking as a beginner, and there was just quite a few things that let me know that this board has more has more potential than I'm capable of handling at this early stage of my just beginning to ride longboards, and never having experienced getting on a skateboard in my life at all. So I'm thankful that I didn't have a spill on this particular ride that would injure me in any way. But I was very careful. I modulated my speed. I kept it on low settings, or E. Low settings are one level up from the low settings, so that I wouldn't find myself in a situation where I was actually riding faster than I could walk, than I could run, because that's one of the rule of thumbs that I'm pretty much sticking to, not to ride faster than I can run, because with the bindings that I have on there, all I have to do is just twist my foot, both feet at the same time if necessary, and just hop right off the board. I know it's a quick action for a person to have to do if they have to bail or bounce off the board, but hey, I think I practiced that getting off the board more than I did actually riding the board, because I'm too old to be getting injured at this time, and I'm not trying to get no injuries. So on this ride, one of the things that I wanted to kind of get a feel of was the maneuverability of the board and how well it maneuver with the F1 MBS bindings that I have on it. And one thing that I noticed is that I'm kind of holding on to the bad habit of placing my feet in the wrong way, my front foot that is. You notice that my front foot is pointing slightly forward whenever I've adjusted my bindings so that I can have my front feet kind of slightly to the side, going from side to side, with just a little heel hanging off one side and a little toe hanging off the other side. So I'm kind of picking back up my bad habit that I learned that I didn't learn whenever I was learning how to ride my Trampa. So that's something that I'll be working on. But I noticed that whenever I got on the road, like I'm getting on the road here, that keeping this board from wobbling was a totally different experience than the experience that I had with my Trampa, because my Trampa is so powerful, and my skill is still lacking when it comes to being able to balance myself whenever I ride. I still had a little wobbling, but it was mostly on purpose, because I was attempting to try to swerve. I wanted to swerve, but I said, I'm not ready to start swerving yet, because I just haven't gotten the balance down yet. And so when I came back into my yard here, I said, you know what? I'm going to practice. I'm going to keep practicing. At this point, I probably had been on the board for over 20 minutes. But you know what? I was loving every minute of it. My battery was not even dented. Wow, this battery on this Z1 is amazing. That's all I can say. It's just amazing. And with the bindings on here, this board is so easy to manage. I still have the red bindings on the front and the rear, which I think I'll keep them on there, because I love this feel of the stability that it gave me with with my weight at 240, and I'm a very tall guy too, so I'm almost 6'4", and one of the things that I'm learning is that my low center of gravity when I bend my knees is not as low as the average person who's riding a skateboard or longboard. It just seems like a little short stoop, and I'm still real high up in the air. But I'm learning to kind of get a grip, to kind of get a feel of what it means to use my lower body to balance myself, as well as serve as a suspension for the board altogether. And that's something that I'm learning by watching other riders. And soon I'll be going out to do a group ride once I get my stamina a little bit more stronger, and once I get a little bit more confident in my ability to ride. I plan on going out and doing a group ride, and I'm looking forward to it. But for now, I'm taking baby steps, if you call that baby step. Yeah, but I'm loving it. I'm loving this whole experience, and I'm looking forward to getting out and doing more trails, But for now, this is something that you like. subscribe to my channel and let's keep it going. But with that, I'll just close out by giving my thoughts about a few things that I've learned about the board. Thank you.
Ooh, what a ride. This thing is just so daggone smooth. So smooth. Can't believe how smooth. Can't believe how smooth it is. It's like the perfect mix of power and smooth control. Can't even hear it when it rolls. The NYX Z1 by Acedeck is an amazing machine. Still feeling my way around it. Have yet to ride it at the max setting, which is I think is S plus. Right now I'm just one up from the lowest setting, which is E. Got L, E, S, S plus.
Listen to how quiet those motors are. I mean, they are just quiet, yet they are delivering so much power. Man, I love this machine, and the opportunities that I get to practice in my yard, like what I'm doing right now, it's just helping me to improve my riding skills. And
okay, and I went with the F1 MBS Bindings because they feel comfortable to me. I felt like I really didn't need a heel strap for this board because of the concave that's on both sides of the board. Look how free it rolls. That's one of the things that I definitely love about the fact that it's a gear drive. It rolls so freely. And these cans are so humongous on the back here. Whoa. And if you're wondering why you don't see my front bull bar, it's because I had my remote on reverse by mistake, because if you're not careful, you can make a mistake and press this twice without even realizing it and automatically send it in reverse, because all it takes is just a couple clicks like that and you're in reverse, just that quick. And it's easy while you're holding this thing in your hand to make a mistake and press that button, especially if you got gloves that's got like little protectors on the inside of the thumb. So far, you know, the Acedeck, the NYX Acedeck Z1, I can't believe how incredibly smooth this thing rides. Does it beat out my Trampa board? No, it doesn't. And I wouldn't even try to compare the NYX Z1 to the Trampa board, because the Trampa board has so many powerful features that the NYX Z1 doesn't have, and that is that those controllers, I mean, those VEX 6 HP controllers, they are, you know, I can't even begin to describe how powerful those things are. And I've yet to ride my board at full throttle, either of these boards at full throttle, because right now I'm not trying to go that fast. In fact, I don't want to go that fast. I'm perfectly happy with taking moderate cruises at low speed, and until I get a little bit more confident in my riding ability, that's pretty much probably where I'll stay at. And these F1 bindings, I might even have them on wrong, because I think the one in the back is supposed to be in the front, because the padding right here is actually just covering this part, whereas this whole soft part right here is supposed to be over here. One thing that I'm noticing about this Esk8 thing is that I don't like bringing my camera with me. In fact, I've did so much riding without my camera, and normally when I ride without my camera, it's always a much smoother ride, more balanced ride. I learn a whole lot more on my rides without my camera. So sometimes having this camera, it can be like a handicap for a beginner just learning how to ride. And it's a few things that I've gotten comfortable with doing on my board, but I still haven't pushed my board to its limit as far as trying to learn how to do spin outs and stuff like that. I just basically work on turning like I'm doing now, where I'm bending my legs a little bit and getting a little lean on the board, testing out the traction of the tires, stuff like that, you know, is what I'm basically doing. And occasionally, you know, I take a spill, but it's never at high speed, because it's normally whenever I'm testing the limits of my board, and I'm just basically trying to see how much grip I can get at a low speed. So that's pretty much where I'm at as far as my learning process is concerned. And riding on the road, I'm still not comfortable, because one of the things that I'm noticing with riding on the road is that you have to really have a lightness applied to your lower body that allows the board to pretty much go in the direction you want it to go. And then while you have that lightness there, you have to also know how to place your foot in a balanced position so that you get full stability in the wheels without the wheels wobbling. And I haven't quite mastered that yet. I haven't quite figured that out yet, but eventually I'll get it. And but for right now, I'm just enjoying the exercise part of it, because this really So I made a mistake and pressed the this button here on the remote twice one day, and then I got back on the board thinking that I was about to go forward, but it was actually in reverse. But I was actually in low speed. So what happened is whenever I hit the throttles lightly, I tipped forward, and this was before I put the bindings on here, so the bindings probably would have saved it. But so I tipped forward, and lo and behold, I stepped right on my front bull mount. You know, the what else you call it? The little front bars on the front. So I stepped on it, and it snapped instantly. It's like it snapped before I even got a chance to put my full weight on it. So I stepped right on it, and it snapped instantly. And I could tell from the material that it's made out of. It's not made out of a heavy-duty composite material that can withstand, that can withstand that much pressure. And so I got in contact with customer service. I got in contact with customer service to see if they would if they had the option for me to purchase another one, because it was totally my fault. I don't expect for Acedeck to honor a warranty or to honor giving me a warranty on something that I did myself. So I communicated with him and let him know that, hey, you know, I broke my front bull bar on the Acedeck, and how can I order another one? And someone sent me a link. I ordered another one. It's on the way. End of story. So that's why I don't have a bull. But that material that it's made out of, for you guys that's trying to mount a camera to it or something heavy to it, I would advise against it, because the material that is made out of, I don't think it's an aluminum like material. I don't think it can withstand that much pressure. Well, my dear compadres, I think I am at the end of my video.